What's up, beaches?
Here I am.
Oh, man. Little something changed.
What happened?
Oh, somebody attacked me.
You look so young and youthful.
Hey, I know I'm so young, so youthful. And I look like a younger version of Dr. Evil. There, Scott. Okay, let me change this. I don't want so much white in the background. Let's make it let's do that one. Yeah. I need more light.
There we go.
Give me light on my shadow. No, I'm not casting such a bad shadow. So what have you been doing?
You know, working.
Working, same here.
Working and waiting for great weather to come through. You know, every time I want to do something, it's like, oh no, rain.
Yeah. Every time we're gonna go race, every time we want to go do something, if freaking the monsoon comes in.
Just enough to wreck the day.
Yeah, right? Stupid weather.
It's like time to go drag racing. Let's, put some water down and then, have just the right amount of moisture on the track that you can't run on it.
Yeah, and that's what happened. And then also the freaking store gets broke into 2 times in 3 weeks. So I've gone and I put up a bunch of bars and shit on the window, and I've just been having fantasizing and having dreams about smashing knuckles with a ball peen hammer or the hammer that Buddy left behind. I'd like to smash his knuckles with his own hammer. That would be kind of cool.
That'd be fun.
Wouldn't it be nice? But isn't it bad that I'm like fantasizing about that in my head and thinking about that? That's how angry it's making me about the whole deal. It's like, damn it, man. That's what the lawnmower is. Ooh, that face. That's what everybody keeps saying. Everybody keeps saying, oh, you look so young. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Anyway, so what's been going on? Aaron has a shiny new job, and he is supposed to be home early enough to get going, but he gets home to a to-do list and doesn't get to have as much RC fun as he used to. And we have relocated all the stuff that was in the store that had to do with ceramics and art and all of that lovely junk. I mean, lovely stuff.
Good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. Yeah. And we've relocated it and opened a new location in Lumbee. So I've been kind of helping pack some stuff there back and forth, and it's been going long into my evenings. And then plus, I have a life outside of everything else. No, you're right. I don't have a life. I literally just curl up in a ball right here on the floor. But let me give you guys a little look here. If you look over there, see how there's a whole bunch of stuff not there now?
Huh. The whole table is empty behind
you. The whole table is empty behind me. So what's happened is we've moved all of the printing gear and all of the presses and all of that fancy crap, and it's all gone to the new location downtown
in Lumbee,
the thriving metropolis of Lumbee, so that mostly so that she could focus on getting stuff done and not get bothered by cats and stuff like that. And
cats always get in the way, and they're like, hey, you're doing something. I was like lying on the couch there, cats were going by, and then they're like, meow, meow, meow. Like, come here, kitty. Nothing. I just go to do something, and look at this. Got a cat tail on my face.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Huh? This is Loki.
So,
Loki.
we've done some drifting in the store a couple times. You missed out last time. Wayne kicked the cobwebs off his drifter, and he's come in. And
he's jacked, isn't he?
Yeah, he's caught the bug again. And so now we've started the fixing up the layout idea, and just kind of, I don't want to just go into it all haphazardly. We're trying to actually build a layout that we can leave on the ground all the time, but you can still walk across it without wrecking it. And then when we do official drift nights, then we can actually bring in the barriers and set them all up in the proper locations, but still have something that a person, let's just say they're coming through town and they've got a drifter and, they want to check it out. There's going to be a section that's going to be permanently set up without barriers, but there'll still be markings that you can drift around, right? Would lino or vinyl plank work for that? No, we're just going to do an epoxy resin type stuff on the floor, because it's hard concrete anyways. It's just got really random paint all over it. So we're just going to paint it up and make it look real good with that garage epoxy stuff. Chase is going to come give me a hand laying it down. And the inner parts of the corners and stuff, the parts that we're going to lay down, I'm actually putting down with that green carpet that we used for the racing before, because it's only, I don't know, maybe an eighth of an inch thick, quarter of an inch thick at most. We're going to stick that down with double-sided carpet tape so it won't move around easy. And then if people come in and walk across it or whatever, it won't hurt anything. So we're going to set that up at first and go with that. And then, I'm hoping the guys come in and want to try it out, because above that, on the window glass side of the store that keeps getting broke into, which I've been rectifying that by putting up metal bars and crap like that, which is super, super fun. So we put up the bars, and now my next deterrent is going to be a large crawler course in the way, so that you got to climb like a freaking ape if you're going to get into the store. So that's it. That'll be a 1/24 or small scale crawler course, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to call it 1/24 scale, because I think there's a lot of like those 1/18ths and 1/24ths, and none of them are actually the right scale anyways. So,
well, I'm just kind of curious. What do you have in 1 arm radius? That's that smaller scale, the 1/24 scale.
1 arm radius, I've only got the one I've been building. This one. Because I've got a few up over there. I've got one up there. 2, 3. There's 4 up there right now. 3 of which are drivable. One of them is missing a motor, which I'm going to put in. I got another motor to put in, and I just haven't gotten around to it because I haven't had any interest, because I don't like taking them outside. I took one out. Kyosho, yes, I got a Kyosho. I have a Kyosho that is the little mini. Yeah, I got a little mini Z 4x4. I also found my mini Z car today.
Oh.
I thought it was here, but it wasn't. It was actually under a shelf at the store, shoved at the very back, buried, hidden, for nobody to ever find again. And the only reason I found it is because I was trying to find our old till to take to the new store. And when I moved the box that had all that crap in it, I'm like, hey, look, there's my mini Z. Isn't that nice? So I'm going to set that up for drifting for tiny little guys too. And then I still got to do, okay, I lied. There's another one. Still got to finish building that guy. But yeah, it's summer and it's nice, and I got bikes to ride and other fun stuff to do, and kids that are wanting to go out and do stuff outside instead of sit in the house all the time, which is kind of makes it tough for me to bring myself to sit at a bench and do nothing. nothing involving them. So I've been just trying to go out and run things and do things outside, get some fresh air. Oh, and then the Jeep started leaking gas again, which really pissed me off.
Again?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's coming from the top of the tank. I'm guessing it's some kind of a gasketer, but it only happens after it'll go, there won't be a single leak. Nothing. Not a drop anywhere. And then I'll go over some washboard or something, or I'll go up the road. Like when I first took it up to the cabin, it was fine. There was no problem. Then we take it for a drive to go check on some stuff and come back, which was like maybe a 5-minute drive. It starts leaking fuel all over the place again.
Oh, God.
So I got to take that to Wayner's house. We're going to throw it up on the hoist and drop the tank and see. I'm thinking it's something like a return line or something that's got a leak that is just vibrating, and then it's not, it's just starting to leak all over the top of the tank, because it only does it when the engine's running.
Return
And it's
line.
that super, super high powered 4-cylinder EFI POS. Tanya drove it and she's like, this is the most gutless vehicle I have ever driven in my life.
But it's Jeep. The power
But I
is-
think I now have permission to upgrade the motor. She's like, this thing is so gutless, it's embarrassing. So, yeah. Just saw a little fart machine going up the hill.
But you're driving a Jeep.
You are driving a Jeep. You're just putting her down the road, not a care in the world.
Yeah.
The big reason I want to get it going properly is because that's the thing that I want to throw a couple of RCs in the back seat and go off into the bush somewhere and find some cool places to go run some RCs, right? Like, I don't want to have to go to a city parking lot somewhere. I don't want to have to go, I don't mind Becker. Becker's cool. But there's other places I'd like to go. I don't want to go to Ellison every time. I don't want to have to hike for 3 hours. When I go out on my bike, I find all these places and like, man, that would be a cool spot to go and, launch an RC off that. Remember I told you about the wall ride, the mountain bike wall ride?
Yeah.
We went and checked that out 2 weeks ago. I pointed it out to Tanya and showed it to her because we went up there and went riding on bikes, right? So I had the bikes in the back of the truck and we went up there, and that's right there on the side of the road. And I still want to take the X-Max and launch it off that sucker. Like I didn't realize, I forgot how tall it was. Like it's a good 20 feet.
So it's like a wall ride that kind of goes up on a banked corner.
It goes up on the bank of the corner, and then it goes way the hell up. And I think the wall ride part itself is at least 8 feet tall. Right? And then it kind of drops off. It just disappears, and you're supposed to come back down and land on the downhill part of the dirt again. I think that would be a cool video.
Yeah, definitely.
So, also, there's a new subdivision that's gone in up the road from me here, and it's got a whole bunch of brand new, fresh blacktop.
Ooh.
Like blacktop.
So when you first run, there's like little black bits of asphalt all through your body.
Probably. It's probably still tacky. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to go, we haven't been able to go drag race. I want to just go up there with a couple cars and just make some hits and just get some recordings of some high-speed hits and see, just see what kind of speed can you get out of the drag car.
Well, with fresh blacktop, see what that's all
about. Fresh
blacktop,
but what kind of speed run can you do? Not 132 feet. I want to see what this thing tops out at with the GNSS.
It's only supposed to go 132 feet, and then you're supposed to take the motor apart, put a new rotor in it.
Oh, right. That is the new way, isn't it? I remember. Sorry, my bad. We won't bother then. I don't have enough motors to do that. Well, that's a lie. I do have a bunch of motors, but they just continuously get slower and slower as we cycle through them. Isn't that stupid? It is exactly going that way, just like it does in real drag cars. So you guys can stop calling it no prep.
Now Top Fuel Racing.
It is now Top Fuel, full blown
funny car.
Rebuild, put a new motor in every race kind of racing now. Yeah, I don't agree with that, because I don't think that that's really I don't know.
It's
Do
not
you think
no
that's
prep.
really getting the maximum amount of speed? No. That's a mechanics game that's playing, in my opinion, a fast car is a car that holds together. If it blows up every run, that's a test car. That is not a that is not a fast race car. You know what I mean? That's more like a prototype or a test and tune kind of thing where you try out this and see is it going to make it go faster. And yeah, hell yeah, it went fast. No, it didn't. Right?
Well, I want to know
So
because we're talking about the super chip race and just the way the drag racing has been progressing. Well, put in
yeah,
quotation marks. And you and I, we called this a long time
long
ago.
time,
Long time
long
ago.
ago.
So we're gonna take a motor, put it on 2S, and then change the motor timing so it just wants too much power, can't handle it,
Yep.
so it blows up. And people
Yep.
think that this is going faster. I don't think so.
So I like we talked about earlier today. We were talking about on the phone. I 100% think, and this is going to be a rule. I'm calling it a rule. You haven't even decided yet. I'm calling it a rule in our class where we race, where you start the race, the motor and the ESC that are in that car when you start the night, it better be the same one in this car at the end of the night or you're disqualified. End of story.
End of
I
story.
don't care if you change it every race. Go ahead. Yeah, every race weekend you want to come up here with a new motor and you think you got the budget to do that. Okay, go ahead. But if you really feel the need to burn through a motor every night, that's dumb.
Well,
And we don't have time for you to be changing motors every time.
yeah, we don't got time for that. Like, you wreck your car, you're pretty much done. Like, unless it's like some quick fix, A arm, you
Yeah.
fix it. But the style of racing that we do does not allow you to have that much time in between rounds to cool down. And if it is making more power, like people claim it is,
Yeah.
which I don't think it is, then you can't get the power down.
Is anybody on here? I don't know how many guys we got that are actually watching any of this stuff, but Super Chips. Well, first of all, I didn't really know what happened with Super Chips at any given time because I know there was a fellow that passed away and they canceled the end of the thing. Like they basically called the race and said, "Okay, there's no more racing going on. We've had this very bad thing happen, so we're calling it." And that's fine. I get it, but then I never really did see what the results were or who won or how it worked out. But I don't really know. The fastest I heard was like a 1.8 or something like that. And that's all I saw. I'm not, like I said, I didn't dig in real deep to see if anybody did anything. I mean, the last King of the Streets, was it? There was a 169.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, was that the same motor from the beginning of the race to the end of the race? Was it?
I don't know.
I mean, I would love to know because, in my opinion, once again, if you're going to call it no prep, you want to call it full blown drag racing. And, you lose what would you call it? The essence of no prep when you're replacing a motor every time. Same with gluing your tires to the road, all that crap, right? Like you lose the essence of no prep to me.
Well, you just lose the ability just to show up and race.
Yep.
Show up with whatever you got. Like Bad Goalie here, they got it right. Even try a type of bracket racing. So that's what we're doing. We're doing a bracket with a slower car.
5 seconds. What was it? 5 seconds?
Come on now. I put the 13.5 in it now, so it should be a little bit quicker. It's probably going to be like a 3.
If you got a 2-wheel drive, you got a crawler with a missing front drive shaft, you might be able to compete in this class.
Well, it's open to anything. It's open to anything. That's the thing.
Anything.
Our bracket racing is open to anything you want. You want to bring it, as long as it goes, 3 seconds. You go faster than that, you're disqualified.
Actually, you know what was really cool about that was that it did open up the door for Scott to bring out his front wheel drive.
Yeah.
It will give him a class to throw that into and just go rip. Yeah, you're right. A lot of the fast people spend themselves out in 2 seasons. And I've been involved in many types of racing, through the years, motorbikes and cars and stock cars and all kinds of stuff. And that's exactly what happens. The fast guys are only fast until they run out of money, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're not skilled and that they can't drive, but they can't continue competing at that level using the same stuff over and over and over because everything's getting pushed too far.
Yeah.
1/8 nitro on road. Yeah. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, exactly. Nobody does 1/8 nitro on road. Do you know why? Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I think they're trying to in Vancouver.
They are. They are.
They are.
Actually, I've been getting quite a few notifications online about them too. Talking about 1/8 scale, but they won't let you run it unless you've got some experience running the other classes because they don't want you being a wrecking ball. And just
Not a beginner class.
Yeah, and the other class. So yeah, speaking of running things and no experience. No, I'm not even going to go there. Never mind. I don't want to poke that bear right now because it's going to hurt some feelings. And I am in the mood for that, but I'm not in the mood for that, if you know what I mean. I'm in the mood for hurting the feelings. I'm not in the mood for the fallout of it right now. So. Yes, they can harm a corner worker. You're right. I mean, 1/8 scale, that's basically, what's a good size?
It's something similar to a short course size.
Yeah, so you're basically talking like an infraction is a 1/7. So 1/8 is just a touch smaller than that. And infractions are a big car. I mean, that limitless and the felony, they're a big car. That is a lot of plastic and metal and
2 extra cells.
And it's I'm just trying to read some comments here. Yes, yes, we're doing rock bouncing tomorrow. Wayne is back from his adventures in the States, and he's got some cool stories to tell you guys about some places he went and checked out. And he was actually messaging me today and asking if we're doing it. So it is on at the Chicken Ranch. I'm gonna come up with a nickname for the court for that track. Chicken Hill. Let's call it Chicken Hill.
I don't think you can. You can't call it chicken anything anymore. It's like the formerly known as Chicken Hill.
All right.
He's formerly known as Chicken Wayne.
Formerly known as Chicken Wayne's. We got to come up with a nickname. I really need to come up with a nickname so we can just. This is the place we're going to. Now you know where it is. But yeah, we're gonna go there. We're gonna rip around.
So are you going to meet up at the store? Because I think Dave was talking about coming out. Maybe bringing a friend or two along.
Yeah, I mean, we can meet up at the store. I just don't want to be waiting too long. Racing's going to start at 6. So we can meet at the store between 5:30 and 6:15, or I guess 5:30 and 6. I guess I could hang out and wait. At 6 o'clock, I am gone up to Wayne's. It's only about a 5-minute drive up to Wayne's from the store.
Yeah.
I don't want to be waiting too long because everybody else is. We don't have course set up and stuff to worry about, so it's not like we're missing out on that. But I don't want to be going late into the night because we were sitting around waiting all night. So yes, we will do that. Anybody who does not know where the racing is, who is tuned into this, meet at the store after the close or between 5:30 and 6, or message me, whatever. Let me know you're coming so that I can wait for you, and we'll get together and go up. Okay, so speaking of rock bouncing, let me bring up this lovely little email that I got.
I don't like this email.
You don't like this email, though?
No. I do not like it.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of dickhead thing, really. But let's see. Okay, so we'll talk about the JRX2 RTR in a second here.
The who and the what now?
You didn't hear about that?
The
Oh, yeah,
GRX.
no. The JRX. Okay, so you know what the
Oh,
JRX
GRX.
what the JRX used to be? The Losi JRX?
Oh, GRX.
JRX.
J. JRX.
So you youngins wouldn't know that. You wouldn't remember it because the JRX was basically the original platform that really put Losi on the map for racing way back in the RC10 days. Way back.
That's when he left Team Associated and started his own team.
Yep. So what happened is they've done a re-release on it.
I seen that, and I was just like, ugh. Ugh.
Okay, so this is the email I got, and it says that there is one second, let me read this. There's a grouping of items attached that had their map price removed last night coming into this morning. Now, this is dated back on the 23rd of May, so it's been a couple weeks now, or a week. Basically, map is minimum advertised pricing. Minimum advertised pricing, I'm getting to that, Scott. I'm telling you, one second. What it means is discontinued pricing. Map pricing is minimum advertised price that they're allowed to advertise it at online so that there's no fighting your way to the bottom. This is the minimum price it's supposed to be sold at, and that's the deal. These prices have now been removed because these items are at end of life and are going to be discontinued when inventory is sold through. So this means that we can now promote them heavier than they were, and blah, blah, blah. And I'll just bring up the list here because it's a lovely little spreadsheet. Dun, dun, dun.
So these cars are at the end of its life cycle?
Well, they're not necessarily, they're not end of life. It's end of life for that particular model part number. Doesn't mean that that model as a whole is not going to be sold anymore. Just means that,
available.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be, but yeah.
No. Is this Horizon we're speaking of?
This is, yes.
Yeah.
They are yeah.
They're the wrecking ball of RC, aren't they?
Them and Traxxas. Yeah, I said Traxxas. Yeah. Traxxas has buried more companies with lawsuits than any other company out there. So, okay, so the UL19 30-inch hydroplane from ProBoat, that's a discontinued item now.
Is that an RTR boat?
Yeah, that's an RTR boat. The Velays 29 catamaran, that's a
Brushless high.
Brushless, that was discontinued. The 22T 4.0 race kit. The 22 SCT 3.0 race kit.
Probably are making the new and improved version, the 5 and 6 and 7 and 25 and
the 22S no prep drag roller,
which just came out last year.
Yep,
like last fall.
Just the roller though. We're only talking the roller.
But that wasn't even hitting the market. It's only hit the market like what, maybe 6 months ago.
And no, well, it came out. It came out when they released the car, but nobody bought it. It could have been something to do with the fact that it took forever to get out.
Yeah.
This is the one I'm bummed about. The LMT solid axle monster truck in a roller configuration is being discontinued. The Nightcrawler SE. So the Nightcrawler, and they came out with 2 new bodies. There was like a fluorescent green one and a blue one. Both of those models are being discontinued. Now, this is the one that got me the most. Okay, maybe not. No, I might be wrong here. So the 22S MagnaFlow SCT is being discontinued, and the
The RTR.
T2S kicker SCT RTR. So those are the two short course trucks that were made, right?
Yeah, so they probably lost the rights to the body or something, and then
I don't know. I think they lost the rights to the brands, the branding that they put on there,
the branding on it.
right? And then we've got, oh, that's new. Okay, so they lost the rights to Gravedigger.
Gravedigger.
Yeah. So okay, we've got the Capra 19 Unlimited Trail Buggy. So I believe the Unlimited is it's the old original Capra without 4-wheel steer. So that is, both colors of that are going to be discontinued when they're gone.
So no more Capra.
No, there's still a 4-wheel steer.
4-wheel steer, but no more normal.
No more straight Capra. And there's no more Capra kit anymore either.
No more Capra kit.
No. The Rift, the RBX 10 4-wheel drive kit, the gray one that everybody's been building, that one's discontinued once it's gone. The SMT 10, so that's the axial Gravedigger, right? It was based off AR60 axles and made a cage. That 1/10 scale 4-wheel drive monster truck RTR is discontinued once it's gone. The SMT 10 raw builders kit will be gone. The Creighton 1/5 scale extreme bash roller, the Outcast 1/5 scale, and in black, and the Outcast 8S BLX 1/5 stunt truck red RTR. Gone. Now here's the thing. You remember when they did their spring sale?
Yeah.
I don't like it when companies do this shit. And this is why I don't trust sales. This is my opinion on, and this is a dickhead thing for them to do, because they push these products and they put them all on sale, and they put them on like crazy sale prices.
Yeah.
And pushed them out, and pushed dealers to bring these items in and stock them, right? And then when they do that, next thing you know, then they say, okay, now we're discontinuing these models. Now you guys all have them on your shelves because you guys bought into this. You need to buy a bunch of them now, or customers bought them with the coupons and now we're going to discontinue it on you. I hate it when companies do that. I think that's a low down, crappy thing to do. Yeah,
Makes it hard.
It makes it hard because, and you know who gets the brunt of that? Horizon doesn't get the brunt of that.
The people selling it.
The guy behind the counter that sold it to you. He's the guy that you associate with, that dickhead sold me this discontinued car.
Yeah,
that's why I had to shave my goatee so nobody recognized me anymore.
So this is what I see. This is harming the
hobby,
the hobby grade RCs, and making them more like a toy grade, because now you can't get parts for it. So why even sell them as hobby grade?
You know, on the plus side, a lot of these are end of life, like the 22T, the 4.0, the 3.0. Those ones were basically end of life. They've been out for a long time, and it's just kind of petered out. And there's a new model, right? There's a newer, faster version of it now. What is it? Like the 2.2 is up to the 5.0 now, isn't it?
I think so. 5.0 for sure.
Yeah. So, and then
I might have to go to a different model now. Instead of calling 2.2 line, might be like a 3.3. Yeah, I don't know.
And then so you've got the 2.2. You got the 2.2 SCT, the 2.2S MagnaFlow, and the kicker version of the SCT. I have one of those actually. I converted the kicker version is the one that I turned into my first drag car. That was it was one of those kicker 2.2S's, because I knew that's what they were basing the new drag car off of. So some of the parts will switch between, and I can probably swap it up and basically convert it into a 2.2. It's not an aluminum chassis plate. It's a plastic chassis plate, but I really don't think that matters that much. with that category of a car. So, the SMT, that was an old platform. The Rift surprises me.
Yeah.
The Rift
has not been around forever.
It has not been around forever. It's been around for a year. And same with the LMT.
Yeah.
And they're not getting rid of the Rift and they're not getting rid of the LMT, but they're getting rid of the rollers. This tells me that they were making weight, like the price went up on the LMT and the price went up on the Rift RTRs. So I think they're trying to push people to have to buy that and have to buy that electronics package that you don't want.
Yeah. Which
Right?
no one ever wants. Crappy servo that breaks after 2 runs.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think it's not the end of the world on some of it. The Nightcrawler, she's like I've had 4 different Nightcrawlers.
Well, Nightcrawler goes back like 10 years or so. Yeah.
So they had the Losi Comp Crawler, which was so niche that they discontinued it in a short period of time, but they continued making the Nightcrawler, which was the same chassis as the Comp Crawler, but with more of an RTR ready to run setup. And then they had so they changed the body on that one to make it look more scale, and they looked absolutely nothing like scale. Let me I'm gonna bring this up for you guys just so you can even see. When I say it's not scale, I don't know if you guys have you ever seen the Nightcrawler?
Yes, I almost bought one. I almost bought one. I was in
the SE?
I'm not too sure. It was like 10 years ago.
Oh no. Let me show you. Okay, I'm just gonna bring them up here, Nightcrawler, and I'm even gonna bring up the discontinued ones. That is one thing I like about Horizon's site is I can still bring up the crusty old stuff and see images of it sometimes.
This is how he curates his collection. It's like, oh yes, back in
I can't even though now. They've actually taken that one right out of the image is gone now too. Let's just find. Let me see if I can find one on Google. I better type in Losi or I'll get some weird porno or something.
The Nightcrawler.
Images.
Yeah, I'm a fan of kits because then you put in what you want. Like, chances are you buy the kit. That's for somebody that doesn't know if they want to RC. But a person like myself, I know I want to. So I know I want, a good ESC in there. I want to have a strong servo. I'm going to be running my Sanwa controller, so I don't need that. Comes in the box one.
Okay, I'm just stealing a picture. I'm just going to show you this picture off of this website, just because it's quick and easy to show you. So this is the Losi Nightcrawler, the original one that you're talking about, the one that you're thinking of,
probably.
And it's this guy here. So that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's almost bought one of those.
Almost, and I had one of those. I've had 4 of those. So
I was gonna buy one, but then I was like, "Who am I gonna run this with? It's not a race car."
So I bought one of those brand new way back when they first came out because it was kind of a comp crawler. I didn't want to spend the money on the Losi comp crawler because I didn't know if I was going to enjoy that platform, that setup, because it's a very capable truck, buggy, car, crawler, whatever you want. It was a very capable unit for the price point. And I thought it was kind of cool, so I wanted to get one. And so I got it, and it was easy for me to throw in my truck and take with me out on jobs and play around in a parking lot or in a ditch on the side of the road, whatever. So that was this one. And then this is what they did. This is the SE.
Oh, yeah. That's the yellow one was the one I was looking at. It had the exo cage and lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the yellow one is one I almost bought.
So this is the SE. This one is the one that is now getting discontinued. So it's the exact same chassis as the original Nightcrawler, but they put this cage on it, this exo cage kind of thing. Now, it's not terrible, I suppose, but it's not. It was top heavy and not as realistic as they were really going for. So it came in two colors, this and a green. And that's what they went to. So this is what's getting discontinued. So I don't fault them for getting rid of this one because it's kind of a goofy looking chassis anyways. It's a goofy looking body and a little bit of a goofy looking platform. And the original Nightcrawler didn't look realistic at all. It looked like something that you'd see driving around in a sci-fi movie on the moon.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah.
The moon with this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the list.
Back to the list.
Back to the list.
Back to the list of all these rollers and kits being discontinued.
Okay, so the Capra, I'm just going to actually highlight this part number and I'll bring that one up so you guys can see. Now, what's weird here is that they're discontinuing a comp crawler style truck.
Why? Why is that weird?
Because comp crawlers are coming back.
They're coming back?
Yeah.
Maybe they need to make a new version of it. The new body.
That's a good point. That could be it. That could be exactly what it is. Maybe they are prepping themselves and flushing things out so that they can bring out a new, fresh model. Possibly.
More licensing deals.
So this is the Capra that's being discontinued.
Because the Capra has quite wide axles on, doesn't it?
So it's like halfway between the axles you would have found on the old Wraith, like the AR60s.
Yeah.
And the new SEX 10.3. It shares the portal sides or share parts. Like aftermarket part companies, the part fits a Capra, it usually fits an SEX 10.3 or vice versa.
Yeah.
The axles, I think, were the same. The stub axles were the same. It was just the main axle housing that was a different length and the main axle shafts that were a different length.
And that was kind of appealing, like, for me, if I was going to buy a caged car, I was thinking of something like that or the Rift.
And then put your 10.3 axles on it, narrow it out, or make it
because it's a little bit wider, than the 10.3 and 10.2.
This platform's not being eliminated, but they have gone and taken it away from being front wheel steer only, and it is now all wheel steer. Right, so it's 4-wheel steer. And that's what they've changed. And in order for them to make the 4-wheel steer happen on the Capra, the new 4-wheel steer or what is it, AWS? Oh, AWS Capra. I can't remember the name of it exactly.
I think it's AWS.
But the back cage. So if you can see up in here, go to here and make this bigger. I'm waiting. Make a picture bigger. There. So on the back here, where this cage is here, this whole part of the housing here and the way it kind of narrows out. This part here needed to be modified so that when they mounted a new servo on top of the axle here, it didn't interfere here. So the new Capra has different cage panels than this Capra does. The front axle is still the same. The transmission's still the same. All the other parts are still the same. But the side panels are going to be different. That doesn't mean that. So if you break your Capra, your old Capra, my old Capra, right? I don't care about that one because I don't break cages on them. I don't run them like that. So I never have an issue about breaking a cage. If when they run out of parts for the original version, you're going to end up having to buy completely different cage setups that's just going to be shorter to accommodate the fact that rear steer can go on the back axle. That's the big change on the Capra. So I understand why they phased that one out.
Ish.
I don't think it's a bad choice, really. That was just kind of the evolution. That's like going from an SCX 10 to 10.2 to 10.3, working their way up. Although the the 10 to the 10.2 shared parts.
Yeah.
A lot more parts. The 10.2 to 10.3, they should have just come up with a new name for the truck, because it is not the same. Nothing's compatible except for maybe a spur gear, maybe a pinion.
And that's about it. The transmission was like totally different.
So let's look at the Gravedigger that you guys are going to go without now.
Gravedigger, no. So maybe that's why they're discontinuing certain things, because no longer they have rights to Gravedigger.
Well, they had rights to Gravedigger. Horizon has rights to Gravedigger, and I believe the company like Losi makes Gravedigger and Son of a Digger. Okay. But that's the new LMT solid axle monster truck. This is the one that they've gotten rid of. Let's go down here. I could probably show you just these images here. Let's go with this. Okay, so here's the Gravedigger they're getting rid of. If you guys have never seen it, this is the SMT. So they're 2.2 wheels. They're AR60 axles.
That's the axial.
Yeah, this is the axial. And so basically it's a Wraith with a monster truck cage is really what it ended up being. Right? So, yeah, more licensing deals. Absolutely. Hey, Terry, how's it going? So let's scroll down here. I'll show you guys. There's the cage. So that's what it ended up look like. AR60 axles, 2.2 rims. Not a lot of tire options for it. All plastic cage. So when Losi came out with the LMT, they pretty much squashed this thing. Anybody who was building these and running these and wanting these, it's a good little truck. It was a fun little truck to drive, but the LMT just killed it. It was so much better, so much faster. Took more abuse, in my opinion, from what I've seen. It didn't have these cheesy little plastic links and all the problems that you used to have with Wraith axles, you still had with these axles. Because it's the same axle.
Same thing.
Right? So that's the LMT they got rid of, or sorry, the SMT they got rid of. And it had two versions once upon a time. There was actually a Max D version of it. And the cage was all black. That one went away quick. And then they had the Gravedigger version with the glow-in-the-dark skull. Well, that's super cool stuff.
And that
one's now
some cool servo. Yeah.
Cool servo, yeah.
The S614. Is that what it is?
The S614?
Yeah.
The S614S.
All the torque that doesn't really work.
Your digger body might be worth $1 million. Well, okay, yeah, you're right. Your digger body might be worth $1 million soon, because when Primal comes out with their 1/5 scale or 1/4 scale, whatever the hell those raminators are, Primal is releasing a Gravedigger version. You can pre-order it now. I don't believe it will even start shipping until this time next year. You're talking $3,500 US or $4,500 US, depending on which model, if you get the limited edition one or not.
But that was the same one I ordered for $49.
Yeah.
$49 deal.
And I got the dinky koi.
And then I got a little tiny car.
I got the tiny little dinky car.
Comes this size. Little Hot Wheels size.
Weird. Whoa, what was that?
Uh-oh.
That was something glass.
Yeah, it was.
What was it?
It was a glass. I went to put
What?
my Hot Wheels back up there, and I came back to my elbow, and yeah.
Everybody
Good time.
laughed at Aaron. He broke a glass. Ha!
I spilled water all over the place, too.
Oh, bad, Aaron. Bad.
Ah.
Okay, let's show you guys the rift that they're discontinuing. Not
Each
the
one that,
rift.
and
This is
I've
just
got some
the
glass
kit.
here.
This is just the build kit that they're. So, and just for the reference for everybody that knows Aaron at all, he likes to live in his house in flip flops. So he may end up with shards of glass in his feet, and this will take him the next week. Yeah, was it an MMF glass? Yeah, was that an MMF glass?
No.
Okay, you're lucky.
No. Equally
So
as.
this is the rift that they're discontinuing, the one in the gray, which actually in all their pictures looks more like a white. And they're not discontinuing the rift, they're just discontinuing the build kit version of it. Which is too bad because it came with the lockers, it came with the spool, it came with all these fancy things that were making it really cool and good to use. And now those are no more. Well, they're not no more yet. If you can sneak one in. Yeah, Aaron needs a drink. Everybody tip Aaron so he can get another drink. Go in there and tip him 50 cents or something. I don't know if you guys can do that or not. Do those super chat things and tip him. He needs money. He's got to replace a glass. He's going to have to pay for medical expenses from shards of glass in his feet. Oh, no, wait. We're in Canada. You don't have to pay for that. So, Terry, you're right. Max D licensing seems to be tougher. Yeah, I'll just put this up here. I'm not going to read it to you guys. You guys read it. Max D licensing is definitely harder to keep. And you're right, because every time I've seen them come up with a Max D and a Gravedigger, it could be that the Gravedigger is more popular. Possibly. Like Max D, in the old days when Max D was still in monster truck racing, and I haven't seen Max D in monster truck racing in forever. Really. Yeah. He retired, I think, and got out or just kind of step back.
Or his body can no longer take driving, you know.
Or his body couldn't take the driving anymore, or it was going too far. But what I always found is that it didn't matter where you went. If you were talking about monster trucks, the name Gravedigger always did better. It was the one that all the kids wanted to see. They all wanted to see Gravedigger. You mentioned monster trucks to a kid right now on the street. The first one that comes to their mouth is Gravedigger. The second one that comes to their mouth might be Bigfoot, depending on their age.
Probably not Bigfoot.
Old school is going to be Bigfoot.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure no matter who in this world, if you like monster trucks, cars, or the wife, she knows who Gravedigger is.
Everybody knows who Gravedigger is.
You say Gravedigger, they're like, they know you're talking about the monster truck, not the guy working digging holes.
Right.
They know exactly what you're talking about. Gravedigger, oh, the monster truck.
Yeah, and Max D didn't really have that. Maximum Destruction didn't really have that following.
But he was the first to do some cool stuff. I remember that's probably back when he came out. Was when I was actually watching monster trucks all the time. And he was the first to do a lot of crazy stuff.
Didn't he start out as Goldberg?
Pardon me?
Didn't it start out as Goldberg?
I think so.
It was Goldberg, and then Goldberg stopped sponsoring WW or Monster Truck Racing because it's from WWE. And then they turned it into Maximum Destruction, which then got shortened up to Max D because that was just, it's way cooler to use an acronym than it is to use the real name. And then it just fizzled away. But it was the only one that drove around with spikes.
Yeah. It was cool with spikes.
Yeah, I shaved. Just to get... I shaved. You got it? Me, shaved. Now I look like Dr. Evil. Okay, so I'm just reading it. Ryan Anderson is way into. Yes, he is. I watched one of his of his videos on YouTube, actually, and he is in Darcy. So what other ones are on here that matter? The Creighton the 1/5 scale Creighton and the 1/5 scale Outcast. I'm going to check this one because I think this one's actually an RTR. But I think that their problem with that particular model was the fact that it kept breaking.
It's 5th scale.
Well, it's 5th scale, and they were trying to compare it to things like an X-Max or such. And I found every video and everything I watched, they broke. They just blew up. And I'm not a huge fan of the launching things off of skate park ramps and stuff that you'll see guys like Kevin Talbot do, and these guys who do this like ridiculous bashing that is obviously just going to blow the truck up. But when he does a review on a car, and I don't care what you think of him, if you like him or don't like him, when he does a review on a car and he says the thing doesn't have any durability and it's a piece of junk, or it just can't hold up to the abuse, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you think of him because their sales drop as soon as he says that. And that's what happened, I think, with this truck. This truck looks cool and it's really badass. And it is actually physically bigger than an X-Max. It's wider footprint. I think it's the same length, but it's a wider wheelbase. This is probably a little bit the new Wide Max version of the X-Max. Like the X-Max with the new Wide Max kit is probably the same footprint as this now. Never measured it yet, but I haven't looked it up, but it looks to me like it would be about the same. And it was 8S and it was all this fancy stuff. And it wasn't, it wasn't that it wasn't fast and impressive, but it didn't have the following or the durability of the X-Max. And I don't think the X-Max is that durable either because I break mine every time I take it out.
Well, that's the problem. It gets like so big. That's one of these things. They go to big in scale, but the strength is not there because like you have the small A-arm.
Like the only ones that do get away with that strength are like Primal. Okay, like Primal RC, they built this great big huge monster truck, right? But everything in it is billet aluminum and machined, and there's no plastic parts all over the thing. They're not trying to get away with plastic A-arms. Plus, it's also designed on a platform that can handle, like the wheels and tires on that are a solid axle setup. You don't have a bunch of independent moving linkage and stuff. So when you come down hard on one side, you've got a solid axle that's actually taking that abuse. You're not two little spindles or some silly little thing, right? So you're getting a lot more strength out of it. So the actual big monster truck feel and driving goes good with the Primal. Not so good with an X-Max or the Outcast. You land on a one wheel with an X-Max or an Outcast and you're going to break something.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much happened every single time we took it out. Also, another reason why I'm not a big believer in skate parks because, like a dumbass, I keep going there. Breaking my X-Max every single time. So the Creighton is basically the Outcast platform again. That's an hour. Well, not quite. We got 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and then I'm calling her. So we got no prep drag roller. Which one? Let's look at the SCT race kit real quick. I don't want to leave you guys.
Here's just a 2-wheel drive version.
This is a 2-wheel drive race kit. And this is what they originally started the... where the hell did it go? There it is.
This one's the same as the drag chassis roller that's being discontinued.
Yeah, and this is what this is the short course truck that they based their... Let's get you some pictures. This is the short course truck that they based the drag chassis off of.
Yeah.
And, it's the one that low C, if you were wanting to race a 2-wheel drive short course truck race kit, this is the one you would buy from low C. It's the 3.0 though. Now they're up to what, the 5.0?
Yeah, I think they're 5.0 on their buggy.
So now I believe all the new ones are mid motor.
Yep.
I think this is the last generation of the rear motor, right?
Yeah.
No, this is mid motor.
That's a mid motor?
Yeah. That looks mid motor to me. Yeah, that's definitely mid motor. So, anyways, I'm wrong. But they've upgraded it to like the 5.0 or whatever it is now. So that's why they're getting rid of this guy.
The 20.0.
So that's the one they get rid of because they have too many options. That's what happens when a company releases too many versions of something. Sooner or later, they got to get rid of 1 or 2 or 6 or 10. So far, only broken 2 things in the yard: steering tie rod. Yeah, concrete has zero give. You're right, 100%. I missed the jump. Smoked a 4x4 block. Not sure the aluminum link broke before any plastic. Well, these are the questions that we ask ourselves. Why did the metal break before the plastic?
It's really strong. It's really tough. That's hard.
Yeah. And drive shafts always end up breaking for me when I end up getting a tire wedged every time. And you're right, the scale speeds on the 1/5 scale primal, like the solid axle monster trucks, are not doing 50-mile-an-hour passes by you, and they're not just, they're not blowing apart the tires. I don't know if you noticed, but
no ballooning
all
tires.
the videos of the Raminator and stuff like that, you don't see the tires ballooning out like this until they start getting into ones like RC Sparks is doing, where they're doing speed runs with them, but he's actually putting go-kart tires on that thing. So they're speed rated tires, basically. They're an actual belted tire, not this
flimsy plastic.
Not a rubber tire made for an RC car where they stuck a rubber little band around the outside and called it belted. You know what I mean?
It actually has wire in it.
And plies.
Wire mesh.
Yeah, right? So, that is that. So, okay. So, we're cutting her down to an hour because these 2-hour live streams are, killing me, man. I end up missing dinner every time. I leave my boys in bed already, and it's no fun. And my kids get mad because I'm still yattering when they're trying to go to sleep. So anyways, we're going to cut these down to an hour. So we're at an hour. You guys got to make sure, because I cannot guarantee of the time schedule of when we're going to be doing our live. So make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so it will notify you when we're going live. So, ding, 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 you know all the procedures, do all that stuff, share it around, tell people, comment, join in. Terry, I hope to see you show up for some monster truck type stuff and other things. That would be cool. Anybody who wants to meet tomorrow to find out where the U4 rock bouncing is going to be going on, meet me at the store or message me through the store or whatever, message me even on here. I don't care. I'll check the messages on here too. If you guys comment on here that you're looking fine, I'll see it there. Still dings on this thing. So message me and we will meet up to go. Gord, have fun in Prince George. And we will, go break stuff tomorrow. And I'm going to put out some more videos. I'm going to try and do less lives and more raw videos. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we still got a couple in the pipe that need to get produced. So
yeah.
So we'll work on some of those too.
Yep, I got those, and I got some really cool ideas. And I'm going to throw out some more bike stuff this year than I did last year because, it's my channel and I can.
Do what I want.
Hey?
I can do what I want.
I can do what I want. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. But I got to throw some more motorbike stuff on. Maddox really wants to get involved a bit more with the bikes too. He actually has his own channel, but we haven't put any videos on it yet. Dirty Bike Kid. Gord's going to try and break something tomorrow. I bet you the first thing you break is your drone. Ask me how I know. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you maybe Friday. I don't really have anything. I don't have any projects on the bench to build on Friday. So I might have something on Friday, I might not. But stay tuned. It'll ring if I do. All right. Talk to you guys
All right.
later.
See you
Bye.
guys.